Thanks for meeting me here, folks, and yes, I know things have been tense recently, so I'm glad you're here. I've asked for you on official business as well as I have an update for the boss, considering what's been going on. I can't really go to him in person, so you'll have to tell him what I say word for word. By the way, I'm Mysterio, the detective, but I'm sure you would have been told that by now. Well, hardly matters. Now that the formalities are over, here's the update. It began with Ulros, a high-ranking noble in the Sharn, City of Towers, looking for a group of adventurers to take on a cult known as the Blood of Vow. Initially, he selected 4 individuals: a dwarf named Ungrim, who was a goblin-hating fanatic, Cini and Axel, 2 war veterans, a Warforged and Goliath respectively, and Plex, a dragonborn adventurer. This group met together in the Sharn where they were given a task by Ulros to uncover cult activities in a high-ranking noble mansion. They succeeded in this task with not much going wrong. Around this time they also met our good friend Captain Reven, a high-spirited captain of the ship the Red Hawk. And at the end of this endeavour they met me. I was undercover at the time, as you know, investigating the cultist activities. Lucky for me, the team had already dealt with it. I decided it would be best to follow the party over to a prison, where they wanted to talk to a death row inmate. I'm not sure how, but they somehow managed to find out through this that there was a location nearby that could have information on the Blood of Vow. Whilst I wasn't there, from what I was told, they somehow came across a trapped beholder that for some reason they decided to let free. In return, the intelligent beholder answered one of their questions: who was the leader of the Blood of Vow? This turned out to be the Lich Queen called Ilmaro. Fucking idiots, they could have just asked me. The party, sleeping in their beds that night, were filled with nightmares. Unbeknownst to them, the beholder was eating their souls, which I had to inform them of. Once the party found this out, they went back to face the beholder, but when it was near death it gave out a revelation. Axel's parents were enslaved on the continent of Zendrike. If they let him go, he would give them more information. After much debating, Axel accepted this deal and was given a vision of his parents walking through a muddy jungle ditch. Valist and undead surround them as they walk. From here, the party decided the best course of action would be to go to Zendrike and investigate the cult's activities. However, before this they went to meet a so-called Warforged expert for info, as they believed the Blood of Vow were using Warforged as a manner of workforce. They found this man in the middle of nowhere, and staying with him was a small human girl called Yashi. She's been quite a thorn in my backside ever since. From what I've heard, she's on a quest for her parents. They didn't find much on Warforges when they were there, but still learned that whilst it was illegal to create these creatures, they were still being made. With one more party member and no new info, they decided to go to Zendrike. On the way to Zendrike, they were attacked by pirates, a second Captain Breven, my theory being that they are brother to the original Breven, gave them an offer. They could come on his ship if they cleaned the said ship. Ungrim, believing it was a task by his god, foolishly, spent a whole day cleaning it without sleeping, his faith ever unshakable. When they go to Zendrike, they fend off an attack from the Blood of Vow and make a plan to take over one of their ships. However, things foolishly go awry and the party are caught by Vow. Trapped in a jungle with no support, they are sent to work deep underground. On what, you ask? A ginormous Warforged colossus created decades ago. Vow now continues the work. Through a chain of unfortunate events, I wasn't there to see this, but apparently Axel found his dad, and Ungrim somehow managed to take control of the Colossus and killed all the Val there. You'd think something as big as that would have a major impact, but really it went by like nothing happened. By this point, our employer had granted me use to a teleportation scroll, so I decided to come in and see what was going on. Anyway, I managed to help them escape this now collapsing cave. When we made it to the top, our group was surrounded by the Blood of Vow, and at the end of this clearing was a heavily guarded figure. They taunted the party before revealing themselves to be Ilmaro. This was of course a development I did not see coming, so unfortunately I did not have time to kill her. But what came next was worse. She put her hand out and casted a spell. A portal was created and out came a horrific creature that I thought was lost to time. A creature that should be dead by all counts. From this portal emerged a dragon, filled with rage and ready to fight the party. However, after a long fight they managed to defeat this beast and it tried to flee, but was killed by one well-placed arrow by Plex. After this heroic display, the party faced many days of travelling back to the port to take a trip back to Sharn. They met Ulros across the way and he prepared them for their final task, to take over an old monastery that the Blood of Vow were keeping as a form of storage. However, when they got there they found it burnt to the ground by the very same man who burnt down Ungrim's monastery so long ago. They found a list with names on it, and some they had heard, some they hadn't. All of them scored out, and one of them was Ungrim. We still don't know who this man was though, of course. This adventuring group went to fight this man, and foolish as it was, of course, overcome with anger I suppose, but he was too strong. And Ungrim was unfortunately killed in battle right before Axel made the final blow. His last lines was a call for Anatar. Of course the party was distraught, and that's it, the story so far. But you and I both know that's not where it ends. This will be the last time, of course, you and I see each other for a while, so it was good meeting you. Oh, what about the party? Oh, don't worry, I'll be sure to keep a close eye on them now, considering the developments. Now, let's split before we are caught. You get the tab, of course, and remember to report back to our boss word for word. Okay, you're dismissed.